we don't have forever on this earth. So if you have any inkling of wanting to travel, do it, because it's just 3 months. Hello, my name is Lauren. I am a travel nurse for now 3 months. I have been a nurse before that, as in the pediatric world, for 3.5, almost 4 years. I met Stacy, my recruiter, just through, I literally went onto the Atlas website and basically put in my info, said I was interested, and she reached out. My mom's name is Stacy, so when I saw Stacy, I was like, this girl is it. So that's kind of what happened, and we really meshed, and she's been great. I like working with Stacy just because she has always been super kind and been a listening ear. In the beginning, she asked me, what do you want? Where do you want to go? I told her that I was pretty flexible. There was no really specific places I wanted, just because I had honestly no idea. She knew what she was doing. She was very good about clearly enticing me to go to Portland. She literally had sent me this whole email with a link to this, I don't even know, I guess she made it or someone had made it, talking about all the things in Portland, what to do, where to go. I remember I just kept going back to that email, okay, maybe I should just see, I don't know. And then finally, I think it was week 6 of working with Stacy, and she was like, hey, there's an opportunity in Portland again. And I was like, oh my gosh, this lady, she really wants me to go to Portland. But it's been great. And I think it was truly meant to be. She allowed me to jump out of my comfort zone even more, so but in a good way. I would say a pro. I've kind of been more of a voice, which I feel like some people wouldn't think that, because you're a traveler, you're gonna only come in for 3 months and then going. But I think that is honestly gave me the confidence, hey, you know what? I'm gonna stand up for these for these staff nurses too. Just because I'm here for 3 months, I can still make an impact for a long time. So I think that's been a really big pro. And then let's see, also kind of making your own schedule, which is great. Say you have, there's something going on in 6 months, you're like, okay, well, I can take this travel contract for 3 months, it won't affect it at all. I could maybe take another one, and then that event goes on. Whereas a staff nurse, you don't have that flexibility. Sometimes you don't get your PTO that you want, which is kind of difficult, especially in these early stages of life. And then con-wise, I'd say definitely you're not always gonna get your dream location. Just like we got Portland first, I was not super ecstatic about it, but I knew it was a new location, it was gonna be fun. It wasn't a small little town that we were gonna have no one around us. It ended up being amazing, I loved it. Portland was not, I guess, the city I always imagined, but I think the people made it really great. So when I walked in, I didn't even know what to expect. I was thinking it was gonna be just like my floor. It was gonna be just so easy. I was gonna transition, I'll have my preceptor days and then I'll go be by myself. And when I walked on the floor, I didn't know who the director was. I didn't know who the manager was, which was not a normal, day-to-day for me as a staff nurse. Report was very different. You literally took report on every single patient, and then after that, you and the other nurse would disperse who you were getting that day. So that was a difficult transition, but I feel like it made me a better nurse because I was able to learn different things and also be treating other patients I hadn't dealt with before. But as a traveler, you're gonna be put in situations you're not always comfortable in, but I think just taking it and being positive about it is the biggest thing. Don't be the Debbie Downer. You kind of gotta accommodate and be positive about it and be that person, so yeah. Advice I would give, I would say we don't have forever on this earth, so if you have any inkling of wanting to travel, do it, because it's just 3 months. And that's where Stacy would tell me too, before I took my first contract. She was like, it's 3 months. If you hate it, you're done with it. You don't have to worry about it again. But if you love it, you can either extend or you could go take another one and come back. So I think that was kind of something I had to just keep it back in my mind when I was very scared for Portland. I've been driving up, I was like, oh my gosh, we're going 30 hours away from home. I've never been up here. I've been in California. That's the farthest I've been up. It was just a different world. But I think that just as a traveler, you either can love it or you hate it, but most time people love it. And even other travelers that I worked with as staff that came back as staff, they'd be like, I love traveling. I wish I could continue to do it, but for life right now, I can't. So I think that I just really haven't heard really many negatives about it. Take your leap, do it, and make the best of it. I actually had gone on TikTok and I had typed in travel agencies, and there was the first girl that popped up. I couldn't even remember. I could see her face, but I don't know who it was. And she had said that whenever she was a travel nurse, she used Atlas, and they were, at that time, y'all were a smaller company, and she loved how personal they were. And I just guess I got lucky with Stacy too. I just continued to stick with it, and yeah, kind of run with it, so yeah. So we're going to North Carolina, Greensboro. I will be working now back on a pediatric med-surg floor, which I'm kind of excited about, but also nervous because I haven't been like in that realm of pediatrics in the last couple months. But I'm excited to see the other side of the US. Now we're going to be on the East Coast instead of the West Coast. Never been to North Carolina, and that's going to be a new beginning for us.